In a dim archive room, yellowed papers, stacked technology magazines, scattered USBs and hard drives are placed on the table. A hand wearing a black glove slowly opens a dark brown folder with "Confidential Private Reproduction Strategy" printed on it. The background music is low and the voiceover starts. In 2021, a seemingly insignificant court document accidentally revealed a detail that had never been reported in depth by the mainstream media. Elon Musk and a mysterious woman secretly gave birth to twins in a luxury apartment in Austin, Texas. Shockingly, just a few weeks later, Musk's other partner, musician Grimes, also gave birth to a daughter for him. This is not a coincidence. It is more like a choreography. And this is the first crack opened by the archive. A quick flashback, Musk's remarks on Twitter and public speeches, then cut to a screenshot of the page of Business Insider with the headline reading, "Revealed, Elon Musk had twins with Siobhan Zilis, a top executive at his company." Her name is Siobhan Zilis, a Canadian artificial intelligence expert, Oxford University graduate, a senior executive of Neuralink, a neural connection company, and one of the key players in Musk's fertility strategy. Unlike Grimes, she is not a star or an internet celebrity, but the quietest but most dangerous person in the technology world. All this happened in November 2021, but their intersection had quietly appeared as early as 2015. That year, Zilis joined the board of directors of OpenAI, and in the following time, he was quickly promoted to the core positions of several high-tech projects under Musk. San Francisco, California, Musk's technology center at the time, Austin, Texas, his colony. Why her? Why now? What is even more puzzling is that this is not the first time Musk has secretly arranged an offspring project. Behind this exposed document is a fertility trajectory that is larger than we can imagine, from Canada to the United States, from artists to scientists, from artificial insemination to surrogate mothers, from the family and public to the private genetic cloning. A question gradually surfaces. Is Elon Musk expanding his family or trying to change the future of human genes? Zilis and Musk left side by side after a Neuralink conference. The background music stopped abruptly, and the screen displayed white text on a black background. In 2021, he had 9 children. In 2023, the number became 11. And this may not be all. High-definition satellite perspective. From the Earth, a map outlined by a red line slowly unfolds, extending from Los Angeles, California, to Austin, Texas, the Upper East Side of New York, and then crossing the border to Toronto, Canada. Each location represents the birthplace of a child or the secret appearance of a woman. Among Elon Musk's many identities, there is one that has never been positively acknowledged: fertility engineer. And his children are never random results. They are like pieces on a chessboard, carrying the coordinates and meanings of the future. In 2002, Nevada. Musk's first child, Nevada Alexander, was born, but unfortunately died of sudden death syndrome at only 10 weeks old. Later, with the help of in vitro fertilization technology, he and his first wife, Justine Musk, welcomed twins, then triplets, a total of 5 sons. And it all started in Palo Alto, California. Screenshots of Justine's old blog, court divorce records, early photos of Tesla's garage, blurry shots of children's childhood photos. Then, black screen, cut to subtitles. "I'm a father, but I'm also doing experiments." Musk's private words quoted in anonymous interviews. After his marriage to Justine ended, Musk's next relationship was more public. Actress Tallulah Riley, whom he married twice, divorced twice, and had no children. Then, it was Amber Heard, the heroine of Aquaman, and the core figure in Depp's lawsuit. The timeline is vague, but according to public court documents, Musk rented a high-end villa in Los Angeles for her for 18 months. An anonymous surrogacy record from a reproductive hospital in 2020 appeared on the screen, with only a code name in the notes: EM. It is rumored that during this period, Amber also tried to have a common child with Musk by freezing embryos, but failed. The real acceleration of the expansion of this fertility map came from the appearance of a woman, Grimes. Grimes, whose full name is Claire Boucher, is a Canadian electronic music artist. They first met in 2018 and gave birth to their first son, XAAZ, in 2020. His name is directly taken from technology codes and artificial intelligence syntax, and he is jokingly called the bridge between humans and the future. In December 2021, their second child was born, this time through a surrogate. The name is even more bizarre, Exa Dark Sideral Musk. Grimes mentioned in an interview with Vanity Fair, "We hope to have 3 or 4 children." He, Musk, really believes that in order to create a future for mankind, you must have more children. At this time, Musk's bloodline programming model has quietly taken shape. Multiple crossovers, women with scientific and technological backgrounds, frozen embryo technology, surrogacy priority, no marriage, and no disclosure. In 2021, the birth of Zelis's twins became a critical point. She is not an artist, not a lover, but the executor behind Neuralink. Zelis was on the stage talking about the future of consciousness uploading and brain-computer interface. Beside her, Musk was watching her with a smile. On the birth certificate, both of them were listed as parents, and the child's birth address was Austin, Texas, just a few dozen kilometers away from the SpaceX rocket factory. Grimes indirectly expressed her surprise and even anger in a later tweet. "I just found out that he and Zelis have a child." This revelation was the starting point for the widespread media exposure. At this moment, Musk already has 11 confirmed children, spread across 3 countries and 5 cities. Multiple women have jointly built this fertility chessboard. But behind this chessboard lies a bigger question. Are these children the result of natural selection, or are they genetic inheritors after artificial selection? A screenshot of an undisclosed internal briefing from Neuralink in 2022 appears to project a set of overlapping human gene maps with the note, "Optimal Strategy v3.7. After that, the lights in some laboratories were left on all night. The background is a simulated picture of the red surface of Mars, with wind and sand rolling, and a CG animation of a Mars colony team moving forward in the picture. Then the picture cuts to Musk's classic clip at the SpaceX Starship launch conference in 2020. "We want to make humans a multiplanetary species." Musk's ambition to colonize Mars is no secret. But have you ever thought that the real starting point of the Mars colonization plan is not rockets, but human genes? One of the most often overlooked of his frequent public statements is this: "If we don't have more children, human civilization will collapse." It sounds like an appeal for a demographic crisis, but behind this sentence lies a deeper premise. Musk's descendants are not just more people, but people who are better suited for the future. In 2019, MIT Technology Review disclosed an internal study. SpaceX and Neuralink are exploring a cross-project called Human Genome Optimization Protocol, which involves the simulation of human genetic adaptability under long-term spaceflight. One of the funders behind this research is EM, whose identity has not been made public. A deleted clip of an old Neuralink speech has resurfaced, in which the speaker mentioned, "The next generation will not only be users, they will also be an experimental platform for our technology." Are Musk's descendants the early participants in this human adaptability experiment? In 2015, a sealed business registration document in California showed that a company called Genesis Systems LLC was registered in Los Altos. Its business scope covered fertility technology consulting, frozen embryo technology, and targeted surrogacy matching. Its main contact was Nevada Holdings Inc., one of Musk's trusts. The birth of these children is not just a personal choice, but may be part of a system arrangement. Let's review the naming structure of Musk and Grimes' son XAAC. X, unknown variable. A, the symbol for love and synthesis in AI artificial intelligence. A12, the codename for the SR-71 reconnaissance aircraft, the fastest and most mysterious aircraft ever built. Is this a name or a code? In the SpaceX simulation cabin, several Mars experimental baby models are placed statically in the cabin. The background is a simulated gravity environment training scene, similar in style to the training cabin in the documentary Interstellar. Imagine that when the first group of Martian colonists land on a desolate planet, their physical, psychological, and physiological genes must face radiation, low gravity, loneliness, and a closed ecosystem. and an optimized human model on Earth may be the only pass. In 2022, the Financial Times interviewed neuroscientist Dr. Avery Lance, who said, "If someone can systematically arrange with multiple women to produce the next generation through a selected reproductive mechanism, he is actually creating an experimental cohort." He didn't mention any names, but everyone knew who he was talking about. Shivan Zillis's LinkedIn profile shows that she has long been involved in the research of AI ethics and human-machine integration. 1 year before her son with Musk was born, she had just completed a joint paper on screening of embryos with super-long cognitive ductility. Rumor has it that in Zillis and Musk's twins project, the embryos were not naturally formed, but were selected by some sort of screening mechanism, not gender, but neural adaptability, potential IQ score, and adaptability index to alien environments. White text on a black background, quoting an original email from an anonymous whistleblower in 2023. The twins are not his first attempt. He has been building a model for Mars. He is not being a father. He is replicating the future. If these children are born for Mars, do they still have the right to choose their own lives? Perhaps they are born with a mission bound to them. In Austin at night, the camera pushes into a modern villa with a private security booth. Inside, a biometric camera is installed on the wall next to a row of bookshelves. On the screen in the corner, a clear image of a child's face is analyzed by an algorithm. At the bottom of the screen is written, "Cognitive Performance Benchmark, V2.3. Where did these children go after they were born? Who is raising them? Is it really as the media claims, joint custody, shared by Musk and his mother? The reality is much more complicated than this. Among the many company trusts registered under Musk's name, an entity called Accession LLC has attracted attention. The company's name is taken from a self-aware AI spaceship in Iain Banks's cyberpunk novel Culture series. This name also happens to appear on the legal representation documents of multiple children's birth records. Screenshots of California and Texas court records show petitioner Elon Musk via Accession LLC. Accession LLC, which has never been publicly declared a childcare company, has appeared in the property trusts, education grants, and guardianship arrangements of 6 children. It not only paid for private nannies, AI education systems, and brain neurodevelopment consultants, but also controlled the ownership of the properties where several mothers lived. After 2020, Musk will move a large number of assets to Austin, Texas, relocate the SpaceX headquarters, and launch the Starbase Town development plan. Starbase is not only a town prepared for rocket, but is also becoming an experimental area for the education and control of his next generation. In the north of Austin, 3 villas with ordinary appearance but high-tech infrastructure are marked one by one through satellite vision. In the neighboring buildings, there is a startup called Cognition Biodev. Its founder was once the director of data science at Neuralink. According to internal information we obtained, Cognition Biodev focuses on children's neurofeedback training and AI-assisted early childhood education systems, and its client list is confidential. However, according to 2 technical consultants who have participated in the company's projects, the system they developed is designed for a very small sample size of children, at least 2 of whom have the last name Musk. In 2022, new scientists tracked and reported on Musk's non-profit organization, Ad Astra Foundation. The organization is nominally a cutting-edge children's education laboratory, but has never recruited public students. All of them are children of the Invitation program. One of the founders is Musk's younger brother, Kimball Musk. Even more disturbing is the educational content of these children. In Ad Astra's curriculum, there are no traditional subjects such as literature, history, and art, but 5 major modules as the core. Introduction to Quantum Logic, Interstellar Physics Adaptation, Moral Machine Judgment, Language Evolution Experiment, Multiple Identity Construction. This is not school. This is a coding boot camp. An anonymous tutor who taught for a short period of time recalled in an interview, "We never mentioned the future because they were told that they are the future." What is even more important is the words Grimes accidentally said in a live interview in 2023. X is a split child, and he has long begun to choose his own sub-personality in the virtual identity. This remark was quickly deleted. Every child is a node in the system. They are not being raised but being set. Programmed heirs are not a science fiction concept, but a future model that is happening in the real process. And what controls all their life logic is not the school, not the mother, not even Musk himself, but the system he built himself. Will these programmed children still have free will in the future? Will they become heirs to take over the company, or mission-oriented humans to carry out the Mars colonization plan? On a dark background, lines of code flashed on the interface. The AI screening interface slowly unfolded, with labels including educational background, genetic family history, intelligence index estimation, uterine age adaptability, and emotional feedback to AI system. In the corner of the screen, a familiar face appeared in an anonymous window, Grimes. If the child is the future program executor, then the mother is the interface of the initial code. Musk's choice of who to have children with may seem like an emotional and chaotic private life, but in fact, there may be a sophisticated screening mechanism hidden behind it, closer to a kind of algorithmic mate selection. In public records, Musk's partner spectrum presents a surprising pattern. Justine Musk, a female writer with a background in psychology and literature and a strong sense of critical thinking. Tallulah Riley, Oxford background, acting training, outstanding logic and expression skills. Amber Heard, strong language skills from a complex family system. Grimes Claire Boucher, electronic musician, obsessed with technology, philosophy and singularitarianism. Siobhan Zilis, AI expert, double degree in economics and neuroscience from Oxford, once led research on human-machine ethics. Different cultures, different industries, but have three things in common: high IQ background, natural adaptability to technology and futurism, and easy acceptance of non-traditional family structure or experimental parent-child model. A former Neuralink consultant revealed in an anonymous interview. He is not looking for a lover, but a collaborator with a predictable thinking model. In 2018, Musk funded a private research program called Project Artemis, which was jointly organized by former OpenAI members and behavioral data companies to study reproductive adaptability of individuals under high cognitive stress. The document has never been made public but was cited in a withdrawn article from MIT Technology Review. Both Grimes and Zilis have appeared in the social networks of people related to the research team. When we pulled the women's public data together into a single graph, we discovered a hidden intersection. All of them were related to human boundary conditions, whether they were studying culture, technology, consciousness, or behavioral systems. They are like natural mutants of a breeding program, selected not only for their bodies but also for their interface personalities. In 2022, a tweet by Musk suddenly became a hot topic again. Smart people should have kids with other smart people. I'm doing my part. Many people thought it was a joke at the time, but now it seems that this may be his principle. We once consulted a private hospital in Texas that has a non-public surrogacy manual, one page of which states, Ideal client profile: 1. Fathers with a technology background, women who need to undergo cognitive ability assessment, and can participate in pre-embryo education programs. The hospital's largest anonymous investor is one of SpaceX's affiliated funds. A former colleague of Zilis once revealed, she had no hesitation about becoming the Neuralink mother. She saw it as a logical responsibility for the future. You might think this is a futurist's love, but in fact it's more like a sophisticated social experiment. He doesn't love them, he chooses them. They are not just Musk's children, but also the next stage of humanity created by him and a group of women, selected by algorithms. If these children are to inherit Martian civilization, their mothers are the data templates for the future. But is Musk really the only player in this fertility chess game? The camera slowly moves forward. A blurry PDF document is opened page by page, with the header printed with Confidential Strategic Reproductive Initiative. One paragraph of text is zoomed in. Elite Genetic Propagation Program, Phase 3, Implementation via High-Influence Agents. Have we been looking in the wrong direction all along? Was Musk's seemingly personal craze fertility experiment not his idea at all? In the deep web of finance and technology, there is a long-standing saying: the core power group in the world has already launched a private breeding agreement. Its purpose is not to save ordinary humans, but to select and replicate the next generation of rulers. In 2011, an internal memo from the American think tank Commission on the Future of Geography first mentioned the sociogenetic stability model, a conceptual framework aimed at maintaining the dominance of the future elite class with selected genetic factors. In the same year, Musk joined a closed-door forum called Edge.org, whose participants included dozens of the world's most influential scientists, billionaires, and philosophers, including the founders of Google, Amazon, OpenAI, and others. This is not just a technology forum, but a prototype of the World Redesign Committee. According to a leaked document reported by Deutsche Welle in 2023, some members of the forum discussed the concept of a non-state breeding licensing mechanism. That is, skipping the government and allowing private capital and technological forces to determine who has the right to breed and provide technical and resource support. Musk, is he their model individual? An email from an anonymous former Neuralink employee leaked, stating, "Part of the funding for the fertility project comes from a group of anonymous donors who specify that the results must be used for long-term interplanetary human planning." Another attachment shows a draft contract titled Reproductive Assets, Management and Custody Terms. We found a company that is extremely hidden in the Texas business registration system, Praxis Futures Holding, Inc. It is registered under the name of a law firm, but the legal person behind it is a three-layer shell company that has dealings with BlackRock's genetic investment department. Shockingly, one of the company's assets was the health insurance trustee for Grimes's second surrogate child. The insurance form lists the beneficiary as Excess Sidereal, Guardian, Accession LLC. And Accession LLC is exactly the Musk Children Management Company we revealed in the previous chapters. We begin to understand. Musk may seem to be crazy about giving birth, but he may just be the executor of the agreement, a pawn. He is using his reputation to cover up a larger strategic operation. An unnamed technology venture capitalist said frankly, "Musk is an ideal carrier. He has a utopian color, is not afraid of doubts, has a paranoid personality, and is willing to sacrifice normal life to do experiments." Do you really think he did this alone? In April 2024, an anonymous survey by the AI Foundation showed that among global technology executives, 11 had non-public reproductive projects, of which 4 had direct ties to Neuralink, OpenAI, or xAI. Musk is just the tip of the iceberg. Behind him, there is an intricate and quietly operating elite breeding alliance. This is a capital-driven plan to restore genetic feudalism, no longer relying on surnames but on genes, technology, and control to create heirs. White words on a red background appeared in the center of the screen. He is not a god. He is just a chosen one. We can't help but ask, do these children really belong to Musk? Or have they already been incorporated into another power system? But the real question is, will our next generation also be involved in this invisible genetic race? Do you believe this is the truth or another conspiracy? Comment your opinion and subscribe to our channel. We will reveal it in the next issue. Souls on Starlink. When consciousness is uploaded, do his children still have bodies?